Good afternoon. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleshi. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. A named Chinese company in Lusaka has been accused of covering up the death of one of its employees. UPND youths in KANYAMA attribute cause relief change Party Secretary General to hunger. Details coming through after this commercial.
What began as a small vision, today it's become a big vision.
Camnet TV 10/6. As we celebrate this day, we say thank you to our viewers and clients for the support and making sure Camnet TV is your #1 station. A new chapter has started as we give you nothing but the best in our programming and reliable news Camnet TV offers through our dedicated management and staff members.
When God is within us, there is nothing that we cannot do.
Happy 60th anniversary. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
A Chinese-owned transporting company operating in Zambia has allegedly covered up the death of one of its workers, Leonard Hamawewo, 43, who died on duty while transporting goods in Congo on the 21st of September 2022.
Zambia has continued to record such stories concerning truck drivers working for foreign-owned companies, as a number of them have died abroad, and bringing their bodies back home has been a challenge, not until the cases were given media attention. The latest case is that of a Zambian truck driver, Leonard Hamawewo, 43, who was working for Shani Investments Transporters, a Chinese-owned transporting company in Zambia, whose death has allegedly been covered up as an overdose of a painkiller known as Lofnac, after dying on duty in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In an interview, family representative Christopher Mwanza says co-workers of the relative narrate that he was beaten up by Congolese soldiers while on duty at a roadblock due to the truck not having all the requirements. He narrates that the Congolese government, however, recorded the death as a road traffic accident, adding that his body was brought in a sealed coffin, as it is said that post-mortem was already done, but says the family later discovered that no post-mortem had, however, been carried out.
The other two trucks were allowed to go. The other truck was told to wait so that they can pay, then they proceed. So now, according to the information, after misunderstanding, the disease started calling the friends who were in front. The friends were just, what they were getting was just noise and the Chinese person crying. And later on it was quiet. To their findings, as a family, they found that the lower part of the body, it was sealed. They couldn't open the coffin. They could only see the head. So as a family, they became suspicious. No, what are they hiding that we can't see? They contacted the HR, being that it was night. The HR said, no, I'll be there tomorrow. Before the HR came, we decided to unseal the coffin so that we could see what was hidden and see if the postmortem was done. So that's how we contacted the police to say, we don't want to do this and this and this. They said, okay, go ahead, you will tell us what you find. What we found from there, the postmortem was not done.
The family representative asked that a postmortem done at the University Teaching Hospital UTH Thursday morning, however, failed to determine his cause of death, as his body was severely decomposed.
We saw some pills, the painkillers, Lofnac. They are found on the seat. So on the audio, the Chinese were posting some audios, and this is the one who posted the pills. He said maybe he took those pills, it was an overdose. So maybe it was a heart attack. That's what the Chinese person said. When we reached here, the postmortem was done, and to their findings, they said we can't detect anything because the state of the body is decomposed. So as a result, we can't tell anything. As a result, we can't tell the cause of the death.
Their call is for the Zambian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Labor to help them get justice for their relative, whom they say lives behind a young family. Meanwhile, when contacted, Anshani Investments Transporter's human resource manager, who withheld his name, has declined to comment on the matter.
It's very difficult for me now to answer that because it's a very sensitive issue and we have never met. I'm sure it was supposed to be done with an appointment to introduce properly. I can't handle that, I'm sorry, on the phone. Where? To the minister? No, I can't tell because right now we are in a confused state.
We will follow the story to its logical conclusion. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Child Rescue Foundation CRF has come to the rescue of a 41-year-old woman with mental problems who has been suffering sexual abuse, resulting in her having 2 children she has been living with in unfinished building of Lusaka, with the youngest only 9 months old.
Abina Champati was finally located in Newala South, living in an unfinished building surrounded by residential houses, shops and bars. Child Rescue Foundation and medical officers from Chilenje Clinic managed to locate the woman through the help of her firstborn daughter. They are here to convince her to accompany them to Kainama Hills College Hospital in order for her to receive mental health care. Child Rescue Foundation also intends to get the 2 children from her so that they could live with their elder stepsister, Elena. Clearly, there is no sanitation at the unfinished building, and a pic where she sleeps with the 2 children showed various paraphernalia, including few food items. Helena, who chose not to be on camera, wants her mother to be helped urgently. She narrates how a mother who initially had 5 children got depressed after her father, who has since died, left her for another woman in 2014. She says she has been moving ever since and ended up having 2 children without knowing who was responsible. Child Rescue Foundation explains the woman's predicament and the plans that they have for her and the children.
She keeps on moving from one unfinished building to another. So we thought we should come through and find out why she does that. So definitely at the beginning we just thought she was homeless and she didn't have relatives. So when we came to visit her, we actually brought food that was donated by Honorable Taengwa, the Member of Parliament for Kawata constituency. So when we came, her daughter, her first child, Elena, she heard that we came and we wanted to find a house for her, rent a house for her and give her capital. So when she heard about it, she called us, we went to visit her and she explained to us the problem. She told us that her mother got sick in 2014, 2 months after her husband left her with another woman. So we took it up. We thought we should help her by taking the mother to a rehabilitation center where she can also get counseled. And we have just found out, actually we found out that she has 2 children. These 2 children, she doesn't know the fathers to the children. She has just explained to say that there was a man that used to take advantage of her because of her situation. He would come in the night, okay, sleep with her, and then he would run. She can't even remember his face. Yeah, so we thought definitely if someone can't even remember the person that impregnated her, then there is a problem. So today we want to take her to Kainama so that she can be examined, and then it all depends on what the doctors will say. We want her to get counseling. We have already organized that for her.
Tito Kalama, Camnet News.
United Party for National Development UPND youths in Lusaka's KANYAMA constituency have charged that hunger has driven the team to ask for a change of party leadership at Secretary General level, contrary to assertions that they were paid by Lusaka Province Chairman Obvious Maliteta.
After Camnet News aired the story of market traders from Banda Masauko Market in Lusaka's KANYAMA constituency, Where cadres from the current administration have allegedly continued collecting levies meant for local authorities against directives from the current administration, market management has summoned those alleged to be practicing this vice for questioning. In an interview, Banda Masauko market chairperson Benson Mwale alleges that it is clear after questioning that the matter is being politicized by those from the former ruling Patriotic Front, whom he says want to dent the image of the UPND. Traders at the market, however, say market positions should be depoliticized, alleging that a market chairperson aligned to the ruling administration cannot be objective.
Tungataru kamba uyamenenzo kamba izo si marketia mwina ni muntu wochokera kwina kufuna kuononga zina chani ya chipani but muno market eveka khalidwe tulukhala bwino ife as UPND tusunga mushe bantu maninga marketia sawavutika na kuvutika iyaye so ni bantu like maybe ni bajamini wa PF amen.
Meanwhile, the youths, while stating that they cannot turn to markets for survival, say there is need for the current administration to pay them back for their labor during the 2021 general elections and before. They state that hunger is what has driven them to ask for the Lusaka province chairman Obvious Maliteta to be Secretary General instead of Mr. Batuke Emenda, contrary to assertions that they are being paid.
Ise tinaimbirira teka kulingana na ma problems amene tinaipereta chani taona chamene chinatire chaba. I think a lot of people are asking themselves kuti ni ndani anavatuma bafana so apa tabwera pa air kuti tikambe amene zana tituma ni ndani ni Mr. Hanga ni ndani ni njala nganivesesaka
aba bamene bakamba bonse aba bali na mastandi mu market ise makaders tuziba kwa mene tisebenzera so sifuna muntu wo sebenzesa.
While they have expressed knowledge about the Constituency Development Fund (CDF), the youth state that the process is too lengthy and uncertain, adding that they were not promised CDF during campaigns. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Former Zambia's Republican President Edgar Lungu has pleaded with President Hakainde Hichilema to initiate the process of lifting his immunity through Parliament. Speaking when members of Parliament from the Patriotic Front visited him yesterday afternoon after reports that the Drug Enforcement Commission officers visited his residence, Mr. Lungu notes that being followed by law enforcement agencies is tiring.
It caught our attention.
Of course, by then, unknown to me, we had gone to council who was in court witnessing the delivery of the justice. So, council just rushed from court and came and found us. I wish I could have kept a lead on this, but I couldn't because everyone was in it. So from there I came here. Of course, I've had visitors and people coming to share solidarity with me. And this man behind me, why do you talk too much? So I said, no, I don't talk too much, but you see, there's a point beyond which you stop keeping quiet.
Yes, and that's the position.
But, I think I've reached a point where now my urge is, may the President initiate the process of lifting my immunity by going to Parliament to lay a case so that he can eventually prove what crime I committed. Because for 1 year, we in PF have been called criminals. So my feeling is that may the President start the process of removing my immunity so that I have my day in court. In Zambia, we believe that he who alleges must prove.
Yes.
So let him prove that I am a criminal. I led a bunch of criminals. We looted and plundered this country. So that at the end of the day, collectively or individually as the head, they can answer the charges. Otherwise, they should stop this because we are courting lawlessness. And if this lawlessness is allowed to continue, we don't know who will survive this lawlessness. You cannot keep saying the looters, Banaba. If Naba, then take me on, show me that you never saw. So then I'll defend myself. But let him prove, because the adage you believe in.
And indeed, like you have seen, your members were concerned. We had to plead with them to finish the sitting, and then so that we could come and find out what was happening. But what triggered everything was what we saw yesterday: the drama of seizure notices, cancellation of season. All that is pointing to lawlessness. And like we have said, even as your lieutenants, we are we are ready. We know that we are equally targets, and we don't mind. But when they cross to you, it becomes something else. As they can pick any time. We are not above the law, just like any citizen. But you have occupied that special office, which your colleague is occupying today, and there will be the next person that will come in that office. So we just want to ensure that we preserve the dignity and the laws that we enacted to protect that office.
Your Excellency, as you earlier pointed out, the President of this Republic is on every platform talking about the rule of law. But what we are seeing is the exact opposite. What has been happening to you in the past months, especially yesterday and today, is total lawlessness. And as lawmakers, we took it upon ourselves, first of all, to come here and put it on record that we will do all it takes to ensure that we defend the Constitution and defend the rights of every citizen, especially yours, Your Excellency, being a former president, because you occupy a higher place. There are certain provisions that would not ordinarily apply to ordinary citizens that are applicable to you, given to you by the Constitution.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of a Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. A named Chinese company in Lusaka has been accused of covering up the death of one of its employees. UPND youths in KANYAMA attribute cause relief change party secretary general to hunger. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Pleasant viewing.